Can we talk defense though? Because yes, they have been dominant in spurts, but they have also been leaky in spurts too, bro.
Now, we talked about our offense going up against those defenses. Can we say the same thing about our defense going up against these offenses? Like, these are probably going to be 2 top 5 to 6 running attacks. Now, I know Cleveland's not going to have Chubb anymore. Yeah. They're still going to run the ball. They just signed Kareem Hunt. They'll roll with this Jerome Ford. Niners, Browns, both good offensive lines, both good running games. Yeah. Maybe that's part of it, too. And it actually would have been less had we not given up the big play in the running game in week 1 and week 2. Yeah. The McCaffrey 60-yarder. The Jerome Ford 60-plus yard or whatever that was.
And unfortunately, it was the same person in terms of Levi.
Right. I thought his coverage was better this week.
Yeah, so this is the thing, man. Once again, with Levi Watts' expectations. If you expect Levi to be a lockdown man-to-man corner, you're going to leave out of these games pissed off, scratching your head like, man, what is this? But if you understand Levi is a press corner or Levi is a cover 3 or cover 4 guy, he's not a dude that you want trying to match up and, having to get in and out of breaks with acceleration. That's not his game. And if you look at, when he struggled out there, it's typically in those situations, both in the run and in the pass game, when he's having to start, stop. That's where he struggles at right now. But that's what he's been since coming into the league. That's part of why he wasn't drafted. He was an undrafted guy because of those. Very almost similar to Keely Ringo, just not as muscular. I feel like Keely was almost rocked up out there at corner, whereas Levi is just kind of like long, almost like an Akello type, but I feel like Akello's more athletic.
What do you think of this one? Richard Arbizo says Pat P playing like Clippers Paul Pierce so far.
Honestly, this is the thing with Pat, man. Pat is still doing it in spurts.
I thought he was fine.
The problem is the consistency is falling off a little bit, and that is what we are experiencing. We're thinking that we're going to get locked down every single play, nobody running away. He's giving you spurts and flashes of that, but we're also starting to see, like Ayuk last week, being able to create separation in terms of getting out of some breaks. The combat catch stuff, Amari Cooper catching the tight. I'm like, bro, that's still tight coverage,
he's been
man.
in good coverage.
Yeah, you're not tripping on that.
His tackling could use some work potentially, but you're not expecting your quarters to be the best tacklers.
Pat P specifically has never been that type of dude. Is he going to show up where he needs to show up? Yes, but he's a cover corner. So I'm like, man, with Pat, is he getting older? Yeah. But to me, I look at it more so as I would like to see JPJ just get more opportunities. And I feel like he will. Right now, they've been using him really exclusively in dime, trying to protect him. And even when you watch him last game, it was very similar to the calls that he had. Everything was, just make sure you wall this guy and use the sideline to help you turn around, get your head so you can see it. Thought he did that good on the first one, got the PBU. We saw him even at the end of the game. People made the case about the handsiness.
Come on.
It wasn't catchable.
That would have been ticky-tacky if they would have called that.
Technically, no, though, because that was what they called on Pat P. It looked identical to me. Pat P, hands up like this. Difference was that ball they thought was a little bit more catchable.
I thought JP had his hands off him on him for a shorter amount of time than Pat P.
Shorter? Okay, fair.
It was just too quick. I mean, you run it in slow motion, it does look obvious. You want to run any of these plays in slow motion, but like bang, bang like that. It would have felt like...
If it's George Pickens and that's the last play of the game, Kenny throwing it, how do you feel?
I mean, of course, I'm going to lean my side. But
because it was a restriction.
It's up in the air so much, dude didn't make the call.
Yeah.
I don't think it was catchable either.
That's my thing. I was like, it wasn't catchable. Because I was like, if they put that ball a little bit more in play, I'm just saying to myself, that looked just like what they call with the Pat P play. So I'm not tripping on it though, because hey man, that's part of the game too. They're gonna miss calls. It's holding calls they don't call. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it's stuff that we do defensively that we get away with. We might tug a jersey on occasion, It goes back and forth. So yeah, I was actually happy though that they were calling the face mask on Deshaun. Usually they don't call it on the quarterback.
Robbed Herbig of a sack.
I know. But usually they don't call it. Usually they don't give them dudes that love, man, of y'all be grabbing the face mask and we just like this, and if we touch your face mask, 15 yards. So it was actually good and refreshing to see them calling that, man.